Hello, friends. It's Peg. I know it's been a long time. We ended up going south over the um, holiday, the Christmas holiday, and spending several months traveling across from Florida to Texas before we came back home. As you can see, I'm reviewing a bunch of remodeling things. And why am I doing that? Well, in December, when I had gone to have my eyes checked, I found a condo in the Des Moines area. And so we started ripping things out, these uh, things that did not suit our lifestyle, and remodeling this condominium. Now, Ron was still in Florida. I came up and did the paperwork for the purchase and to set up the sale of our Cedar Rapids home and start on remaking this condominium into our home. Des Moines is the capital of Iowa, and it has many wonderful things here. You can see here's our family at the holidays and the things that are getting ripped out of the kitchen and bath and the flooring. All of that has to go because Ron is mostly on a walker. That's my old house. I was replacing the window. Ron needs to be able to get through doorways and, maneuver, and I can't have him falling. So, we had to do a bit of rewiring, a bit of changing out the space where the walls hit, pull everything out of there. This is the door opening to the bath that we had to move the electric over on, pull the bathtub out, pull everything out of that kitchen area, and get right down to the bare floor because I had a company coming in that was going to coat the concrete floor. It's a very sturdy building and it's concrete. Here I am back in Texas before we head north. Uh, Wanted to see my friends wherever we were. And so when we were in Missouri, we saw family. When we were in Florida, we saw family. We stopped at an IKEA and picked out some furniture and things there. Here's the floor after it was poured and a lot of the debris that had to be cleaned up from the flooring project. And then, of course, the appliances and all the other parts start arriving. So had to clear the decks, find a place to put all of that stuff. Some of the pillows and countertop chairs. There's where the bathtub surround was torn out, and we saw what we had to deal with there because we had a block wall I was unaware of, so I had to move my design a bit so that things fit in there, but we got it done. And we have a lovely new walk-in shower with all the grab bars and a swivel stool for him to sit on, so everything is safe. Yeah, everything was covered in dust, and part of the remodel revealed that we had some plumbing issues in the apartment. Those are wet chairs that I had been storing downstairs in the cage, and yeah, water was coming through because there were holes. This is the exercise room in the basement, but there's the big gaping hole in my sewer pipe. So all of that stuff needed to be replaced. All of the electrical and stub in for the um, plumbing had to be moved. And then my kids all got together and came and helped me with moving things around and getting everything where it belonged. We had a big truck and loaded everything up that I thought I needed from Cedar Rapids and started the move process. There you can see the cupboards are in place. It was kind of a long drawn out process because everything was getting piled on top of other things. I thought the cupboards were going to be here and in place before we had to start moving in, but that didn't happen. And then, of course, you can't put countertops in until you have cupboards. So the cupboards are in, and the countertops are on, and I have running water, and I have the IKEA couch out of the box and put together, and I have our fireplace out of the box and put together. And then, of course, I was running back and forth between Cedar Rapids and Des Moines, trying to get everything finished up in the other house, get everything out of there, get things arranged to get it sold. And yeah, all the things that needed moving, all the electrical had to be moved, sometimes more than once. All the wood that had to be put in because it was 24-inch on center steel studs, and you can't hang heavy cupboards from that. I had to put in foundation work so that those cupboards were supported, and the kitchen was built out the way it needed to be so that I had a place to fasten everything down. Um, the apron sink had to go in before anything else. There's the couch out of the box in the pieces that we assembled. And you can see while I was doing that, I still had lots of boxes. I was enjoying, as I went back home, all of the flowers the last time around on the blossoms in the garden. Now, we do have a lovely garden here, and I was able to take a break from all of that and go out to Sedona and meet my friend Shell and take a class with Elizabeth St. Hilaire. It was great fun. I got to see an area of the country that I'd never been in before, and we went to a number of the national parks. I was very grateful that they were open, and that the Sedona Arts Center was hosting this particular event. We got to make lots of beautiful papers, and I made a small piece to put in my suitcase to bring home. I intend to work on some more of these torn paper collage pieces once I get everything settled here and back in business. But for now, I still have, yeah, that to face when I get home. So I had to move everything out of the storage area in the basement so that they could get at the plumbing. Not only did we have that issue, but we had the stacks. It's a 7-story building. There's my toe after I dropped a door on my toe. Yeah, the hazards of doing construction. There's the countertop in the bath just going in. There's the couch assembled. I mean, everything's a process. And this has been going on. We started our journey south in December. We came back the first week of March. There's Ron in his new recliner. There's one of the new fixtures I installed in the bathroom, and one of the birdies that I saw out west. Uh, this is just a hodgepodge of all of the photos that I had taken during that time frame. I was telling you we have a lovely, and there's the looking in from the patio to the kitchen with the countertops on. Still have lots of boxes to unpack, still have the patio to finish. Ron had his birthday, and we were able to celebrate with a lot of the people here. There's one of the stacks that had to be cleaned out in the basement. There's my desk as I'm starting to assemble a workspace, a freezer that I put into the pantry. There's the wall where I was able to hang some of my stamps, and the paint that's going on out in the patio. I still am dealing with getting the shades out there. There's my new garden in my new home. So I hope you enjoyed this. Bye, guys.